Hi everyone, welcome to this Yin class. My name is Yip and I'll be guiding you through the sequence today. I want to invite you to start either in a comfortably seated position or laying down because we're going to start with a couple of minutes of breath work because we'll be incorporating that breath into our practice today. So whatever is comfortable for you, you can lay down on your back with your eyes open or closed, palms facing upwards. You can sit simply like this or in an easy cross-legged or any other way that's comfortable for you, perhaps with a brick. So find your seat onto your mat. And whenever you're ready, and if it's comfortable for you, close the eyes. For some people, closing the eyes actually can bring up a little bit of anxiety. So if that's the case for you, just find a point to focus on in your room, ideally somewhere below the eye level, so looking down on the floor and just softly focus on one point there. So wherever is comfortable, whatever is comfortable for you, really. Sorry. So we'll be starting. We're gonna do some breath work, like I just said, where we're gonna inhale for 5 counts and exhale for 5 counts. So this is gonna help us calm down. I can see some people logged on. Hi, welcome to the class. I've just explained that we're going to start today with some breath work. So if you want to find a comfortably seated position or laying down, either is fine. We're going to close the eyes if it's comfortable, or alternatively have them open. And we'll begin. So we're going to inhale deeply and exhale through the mouth 3 times. So inhale and exhale. Take your time to arrive here on your mat. Inhale deeply and exhale. Inhale deeply and exhale. So as I said, we'll be doing a 5 count inhale and a 5 count exhale for a few minutes. If your mind wanders, don't worry about it. It's all part of the process. Every time when you become aware that your mind has wandered, we'll just bring it back to the breath. Yeah, so I'll count with you at the start and I'll leave you to it for a little bit as well. So we're going to inhale through the nose for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale through the nose for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. Just keep going. Keep counting. And if the mind wanders, just bring it back. Don't worry about it. No judgments. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. So today we'll be practicing in a yin class. There's three things that we want to be conscious of when we practice yin. First of all, we want to find our appropriate depth. So this means that you might come a little bit less deep in certain poses. And that has to do with the second and the third thing that we're keeping in mind. We're staying longer in poses, so for longer periods of time we'll be in certain poses, and we want to find stillness in the posture, so we don't want to be coming in and out and fidgeting around. So that's why finding our appropriate depth is so important. I'll be looking after the time for you, so you don't have to worry about that. But you can focus today on finding your appropriate depth and on finding stillness in the postures. And of course, we want to be finding our edge and we want to feel the posture, but we don't want to be in pain. So if you feel pain at any point, back out, find a new appropriate depth. Or alternatively, come in a little bit less deep and let gravity slowly open you up, and then you move into a deeper appropriate depth. So we'll be incorporating our 5-count breath in certain postures because it helps us to stay present, bring our awareness to the breath, make that mind-body connection that we're after in our practice. And the counting helps us to focus on that breath a little bit more. So without further ado, let's find a standing posture right now. So standing at the top of our mat, and we'll be inhaling, rolling the shoulders up to our ears, and exhaling, sliding the shoulder blades back and open, palms facing forward. Inhale, roll the shoulders up. Exhale, roll the shoulders down. Inhale the shoulders up and exhale the shoulders down. Keep this going for a moment. You can close your eyes if that's comfortable for you, and keep it going. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale, lift the arms up, look up, and exhale very slowly through the heart center, fold forward. You can bend the knees deeply here in this forward fold and just dangle here for a moment. Releasing the lower back. Inhale, halfway lift, spine is straight. Exhale, step your right foot to the back of the mat and lower your knee down. We're gonna walk our left foot to the edge of the mat with the toes pointing outward a little bit. I'll move the bricks so you can see. We're gonna open up here. So maybe this is enough for you today. You can feel a very nice stretch already happening in the legs and in the hips. If you want to, you can move in a little bit deeper and start to come onto your forearms. See what your body allows for you to do today. It might be different than yesterday. It might be different than last week. The body changes all the time, so just be gentle. The toes are pointing in an outward direction, and you've walked the foot over to the edge of the mat. So we want to be focusing on that breath, making that connection to our breath, bringing us in the present. So if it helps you, start to incorporate that 5-count breath here right now. So inhaling for 5. And exhaling for 5. Slowing down our pace, slowing down our breath. If you're up here, but you would like to move in a little bit deeper or rest on the forearms, you can take your bricks and just elevate the floor and bring it closer to you, of course. So you can lean on the bricks here. And remember that we're finding our appropriate depth because we want to find stillness. So we'll be working with our hips a lot today. There's a lot of deeper connective tissue in the hips, and it's also where we find a lot of dense fascia. And the fascia is the little thin layer between the muscle and the skin, which you can compare to maybe visually like the little layer that we find when we boil an egg. You have that little skin, so we can relate it to that. So we're still breathing here. Opening that hip up. If you feel this a lot in your knee, you can always roll over your mat, make sure there's some padding, or find a little pillow to place below your knee. We're almost there. So we're working with opening up the fascia in the hips, the lower back. And this will help you stay or become more flexible, open up your body more. And it's not so much that we want to be flexible to look good on Instagram pictures, but it is good to have a range in your body that helps you to move freely and to feel open and allows you to use your body in a freeing way, if that made sense. Okay, we're almost there. Inhaling, slowly walking yourself all the way back up, walking your foot back to the center, put your bricks to the side, and then curl the back toes, lift up your knee, and just step it back to high plank. We're going to exhale, lower the knees down, and come all the way onto our belly, just letting ourselves rest here. Place your hands under your head and place your forehead on your hands. Just resting here. Let go of your breath. Just let everything be heavy. And release yourself down. I can't fully go down because of the microphone, but just rest here and let yourself be heavy and held by the floor. Giving yourself permission to take a pause in between the postures. Inhale, make your way back up onto all fours. Curling your toes under. So your hands are below your shoulders, your knees are below your hips, and you're curling your toes under, and then you stretch out your legs so you're in high plank. And then exhale back into down dog, pedal out your feet. Just waking up the back line of the body, pedaling out the feet here, waking up those legs, making sure alt and fingers are connected to the mat, pushing into the palms of your hand. Just walking your dog nice and gently. Maybe you want to stick around in one leg, feel deeply into that, and then move into the other leg. See what feels right for you. Inhale, lift the right leg high towards the sky. Exhale, bring the knee to nose, push the floor away, and gently step your feet in between your hands. Lower your left knee down, and then start to walk over the right foot towards the edge of your mat, pointing the toes out to the right hand side. And seeing how this side feels, it might feel very different to you on this right-hand side. So maybe you're up here, or maybe you're down here. Just see how your body feels and what you can find, where you can find stillness in the body today. So we'll be breathing here. And we're using our breath as a tool to help us open up the body, but also to calm down the nervous system. So we're stimulating the vagus nerve if we breathe deeply into the lower belly, into the abdomen. And if we exhale by contracting, pulling the belly button towards the spine, and that stimulates the vagus nerve. And that sends a little signal to your brain saying, you're safe. So you can come out of that fight or flight and move into rest and digest. So with that in mind, use your breath to calm you down. So if this is bringing up a lot of sensations for you, that's absolutely possible. Working with the hips specifically can bring up a lot of sensations, but also emotions can arise. So if that's happening, that's absolutely normal. But see if you can use your breath to calm you down. We're almost there on this side too. Deeply inhaling, deeply exhaling. Maybe now you feel that you've opened up a bit more, so you move your bricks to the sides and you come in a little bit deeper. And remember, of course, we want to find our edge, but if we're in pain, we back out. We move a little bit less deep. Because at the end of the day, you don't need to come into the deepest part of the posture for your body to feel the benefits. Yeah? And make no mistake, yin is not restorative yoga, so this is challenging in its own ways. Okay, slowly start to come up. And then step your foot, curl the left toes under, lift up the knee, and step your right foot back. You're in high plank. Exhale, lower the knees down, and come all the way onto your belly. Resting here again with your hands under your forehead, just letting yourself become heavy. And resting here. Allowing yourself to do nothing for a moment. It's one of the principles in yin where we stress the muscle, stress the body, but then we also give ourselves the rest. So very important, I speak about this in my other classes as well. There's nothing wrong with stress if you allow yourself the appropriate amount of time to rest. we're gonna be moving and coming into half frog, first on the left side. So we're gonna stay laying down, but we're gonna take our left knee up towards the line of our hip. So we're gonna bend the knee, and the knee is gonna come all the way up as far as it goes. Your left foot is directly in line with the left knee, so it's on a straight line, and your foot is twisting outward. So basically you're flexing the foot, so you lift up by bending the knee all the way towards that hip line, or as far as it goes for you today, and you take the foot directly under the knee. So you're in half frog. Maybe you can feel that a lot. If this isn't doing anything for you at all, you can always decide to come into full frog, which means that we're gonna be taking both feet out sidewards, and we're gonna lower ourselves down and slowly walk the knees a little bit further. Maybe you want to come onto your forearms. However, for today, I would say just resting with us in half frog is also good enough. We don't always need to go further and deeper, as I said before, to feel the benefits of the posture. And maybe even if you're not feeling this super intensely, can you connect to the breath and stay with it for now? So rather than just hanging out here and thinking, oh, this is boring, whatever, I'll start to think about my shopping list that I'll have to do later today. Can you use that as a little moment of meditation, as it were, focusing on your breath? Inhaling and exhaling. Deep inhale. And deep exhale. If the mind wanders, great, it means it's doing its job. The mind is there to produce thoughts and help you survive, really. So it's not your enemy. However, we need to find ways so that the mind doesn't necessarily control us by producing all these thoughts all the time, and we get swept away as if the thoughts are waves and we don't know how to control it. And by working with the breath and by doing meditation and having a yoga practice, we can start to maybe swim with the wave or eventually surf the wave. So rather than being pulled away by it and drowning in all the thoughts, we become masters of this wave of thoughts. On your exhale, start to slide your knee down and come resting again on the front side of your body, allowing yourself to be heavy. Releasing everything and letting it go. And then inhaling, moving the right knee up now towards that hip line and taking your foot directly under your knee. So that's a straight line, and the knee towards the hip is a straight line. So you're making a little square here, really. And then you're enjoying that half frog pose. Again, if you wanted to come in full frog, please feel free to do so. However, for today, I'd rather have you staying conscious and aware with your breath than you moving in super deep. But of course, there's such a thing as free will. So listen to your body and listen to what you need. Maybe today you need to be in that full frog pose. So please feel free to do that then. Breathing here. So as I was saying, in the hips, we store a lot of tension. It can be very tight in our hips, and also a lot of emotions are stored there, because the body does store emotions. If something happens to us, maybe in an accident, or even if you have a fight, these things can store in your body. And focusing on certain body parts, such as, for instance, the hips, helps us open this up and release this. That's a similar thing that you can experience. For instance, if you had a massage, you can get a lot of release after that, because the body stores all of this energy, if you want to call it that way. So by working with the hips, a lot can be released. So be mindful of that. If your mind starts to wander a lot, or if you're starting to get a bit agitated in certain postures, be gentle and be kind to yourself. Take it easy, you're doing the work, and that's fantastic. Yoga is so much more than just physical practice. What we're doing right now is yoga asana. So we're practicing the postures, but there's a lot more to it than only doing physical postures. That's just one Google search away, of course, and I can tell you more about that as well later. For now, we're just going to focus on frog posture and resting here, opening up that right hip. Slowly start to exhale and descend your right foot down straight next to the left again, and come here for that little rest, rebounding and releasing the hips. Maybe you want to give them a little shake if that feels good. Do whatever feels right for your body in this moment, and otherwise just rest here, letting yourself be heavy. We're gonna place our hands below our shoulders and come onto all fours. Then we're gonna curl the back toes under and lift up the knees. And we're gonna push back all the way until we can't go back any further. And then we're gonna straighten out the legs, coming back into that downward dog, pedaling out the feet. See if that feels any different right now, maybe than the first time when you were in your downward dog. How does the back line of your right leg feel right now? Take a breath there. Exhale. How does the back line of your left leg feel right now? Take a breath there. Exhale. We're going to inhale the left leg high towards the sky. And exhale, bring the knee to nose, push the floor away. Move your foot towards the right hand side. See where it goes naturally. So don't force it to be parallel to the mat if that's not what your hip joints do naturally. So see where that foot wants to land, and then start to descend down towards the mat. If your hip is rolling a lot, please place a brick under your left buttocks to make sure that your hips are square. So lift up for a moment, making sure that the hips are square, and then exhale. We're gonna walk we're gonna stay here, that's an option, or we're gonna walk our hands forward and then start to come down. So see what your body is allowing you to do here. Sleeping swan. So we want to make sure that the right hip is moving down, and then we are moving down. Breathing here, wherever you are, making sure that if you aren't all the way down, you take your bricks or your pillow or your books, whatever you have at home, and you can always just elevate the floor and move a little bit like that. I was going to say move in deeper like that. So you can just rest on your bricks here if that feels good, or of course come all the way down to the floor. However, we're going to be here for a moment, so make sure that wherever you are, you can find that stillness. So for me, it means that I'll come onto my forearms so I can keep talking to you. Maybe for you, it means that you're all the way down here, just resting. So if you feel a lot right now in your hips, that's absolutely possible. Maybe you feel it a lot in your lower back as well, even. See if you can use your breath and calm yourself down, first of all. And second of all, open yourself up every time a little bit more. So on the inhale, you create space. And on the exhale, we move in a little bit deeper. Inhale. Exhale, release, open up, softening. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. If you're feeling a lot, use your breath. Calm down. Don't start moving in and out of the posture. Calm yourself down. Maybe at this point you want to take a little sentence. Say, I am safe. I am calm. I surrender. I am safe. I am calm. I surrender. I am safe. I am calm. I surrender. And if anything arises, rather than trying to push it away and pretend it isn't existing, so say for instance a lot of sensations are happening right now in your hips. Instead of trying not to think about it and ignore it, welcome all the sensations, but use your breath. So we're not suppressing anything. We're not pretending something isn't real. We're acknowledging it, but we're just not labeling it as good or bad or being drawn into that, sucked into that wave, as it were. We're using our breath to acknowledge what is there and also to surrender. Move beyond it. We're almost there. final few breaths here. Okay, wonderful. Slowly, slowly place your hands on the mat and push yourself all the way up, curling the back toes and then lifting up the hips, stepping into your down dog. If you want to, you can take your left leg up towards the sky, maybe open up the hip, give it a little shake, or if you want to, just pedaling out the feet, making any movement and being really aware of the sensations that you're feeling, that nice rebound feeling of coming out of this posture. And then we're gonna have the big toes touch, take the knees very wide and come into a nice child's pose, resting here. So the big toes touch and the knees are wide. Really allowing yourself again to find that resting posture. Deep breathing, and every exhale, let go a little bit more. Inhale, coming back to all fours, curling your toes and lifting up the knees. Gently starting to move back towards the heels, and then when you can't go any further, straighten out the legs. Inhale, lift up the right leg high towards the sky. Exhale, move your knee to nose. And again, see where your right foot goes naturally towards that left hand side. Then gently start to move down. And make sure again that the hips are straight. So if the hips are rolling open a lot, place a brick under your right buttocks so you can make sure that the hips stay straight. Yeah? Wherever you are, lift up for a moment, straighten out those hips, and then exhale, start to lower down. We're gonna stay up here, take our bricks again. Remember, we can bring the floor closer to us. So maybe that means that you're resting here on your forearms on the bricks. Or maybe you want to move in deeper and walk your hands all the way forward so you start to move down. See where your body takes you naturally, because you know now, like you've seen on the other side, we're here for a little while. So you maybe want to start up a little bit higher so you can eventually move in a little bit deeper. Keep on breathing. So we're in sleeping swan or pigeon. If it's not a yin posture, it's called pigeon. And we're surrendering in this posture a lot because we're essentially forward folding, which is naturally drawing our attention inwards. and it asks us to surrender to the posture. And I think in this posture, for almost everyone, a lot of sensations happen. Even if you're flexible, you can find a way to make this posture really work for you. You can walk your left foot over towards the right a bit more and move in a little bit deeper like that. You can really start to make sure that your left hip is coming all the way down and your right buttock stays down as well. So for everyone, this posture will bring, hopefully, some sensations. If you're still not feeling enough in this posture, you can start to walk over towards the right a little bit and maybe come onto that right shoulder, taking your left arm up and over, rolling open. But that's really if you don't feel anything in the posture. Alternatively, just stay down here and just rest and feel all the sensations. Again, welcoming what comes up. If it's a lot, if it's a little, breathing through it. I'm safe and I surrender. Working with your breath count if that helps you to focus and stay in the now. We're almost there. When you're ready, start to place your hands on the mat and gently push yourself up, curling the left toes under, lifting up the knee and stepping back into your down dog, shaking out the leg, opening up the hip, making any movements that feel good for you right now, feeling the rebound of that posture, maybe pedaling out in down dog and feeling the difference between left and right. And then when you're ready, the big toes touch, the knees go wide, and we come into our child's pose. Forehead on the mat, and just breathing here. Releasing anything that you don't need anymore, that you're holding on to. On your exhale, just let it go. Really let yourself be heavy. You have permission to rest. Coming up onto all fours, we're going to cross the feet behind us, and then we're going to sit back onto our bottoms. We're going to take the feet out in front of us. Try to get them as close to the groin as feels comfortable for you. If your knees are up really high, then ideally take the feet out a little bit further. And if you want to, you can sit on something here that will help you keep the spine straight. So you can find a brick or a blanket or a pillow. The pinky toes are touching, the heels are touching. And see if you can open up the feet a little bit. So you can give yourself a little massage, maybe touch your toes, give them a little squeeze, and give your foot a little massage, your left foot, the right foot. Our feet nearly don't get enough attention, and they do a lot for us. Most of us walk on them all day, every day. And even if you sit a lot, they still deserve the attention. Giving yourself a little massage, feeling it nicely. Wonderful. So we're gonna be moving forward into butterfly. So you can hold on to the feet or hold on to your ankles. If you already feel a lot here, because maybe the knees are up very high, just rest here and breathe up straight. Or alternatively, we're going to start to hinge forward so the spine stays straight, the chest is nice and open, and then we're going to exhale and move down. So we're hinging from the hips right now. So we're not folding over, rounding the spine. The spine is straight, and we're moving down. And see where that lands you today. With a straight spine. And then when you can't go any further, round the spine and just let gravity do its thing. Breathing here. Another forward folding posture. Another chance for you to surrender. And also another chance for your mind to start running wild with thoughts. So the choice is yours. Not always, of course. We don't control the mind. It's not always a choice. But right now, the choice is yours to start focusing on your breath. And every time your mind wanders, bring it back. The fact that you become aware that your mind wanders is already you becoming more aware, more conscious. So rather than labeling it good or bad or saying, oh, I'm not good at this, I suck at being in the present, the fact that you notice that you're not being present already makes you present. Keep breathing. So for me, this is a posture that brings up a lot, even more than pigeon. So this is a posture where I really need to work with my breath, really need to stay with it because my mind is telling me to back out of the posture. I can't do this. It's too much. So I need to soothe myself, calm myself down. I can do this. I'm safe. It's okay. Deep breathing. Just a little bit more. Focusing on our breath. Relaxing. Gonna stay here for a little bit longer. So if that brought up a little bit of anxiety, calm down, you're safe. You can do this, you got this. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling deeply. The mind gets agitated. It wants to control what's happening. Exhale. Inhale, slowly start to come all the way up. Unfolding. Beautiful. Taking your feet onto the mat, taking your legs out straight. Give them a little shake, shake. Woo! Nice. Beautiful. So we're going to come onto our backs. Now we're going to let the feet sit on the mat and just take some windshield wipers here. So letting your knees drop to the left and looking over towards the right, and then taking the knees, inhale up to the center, and exhale, dropping them to the right and looking over towards the left. Inhale to the center, and exhale to the left, looking to the right. Just windshield wiping here for a moment, releasing those hips. Beautiful. Maybe you want to take a little pause at the bottom, take an inhale there, an exhale, and then coming back to the center. We're going to take our legs up towards the sky, and we're going to cross our right foot over the leg, and then we're going to hook, if you can, your right foot behind the left ankle, and we're going to hug our knees in towards our chest. If you can't, just have that right leg on top of the left, and that's also perfect. So either full eagle or just having your legs crossed. On your inhale, hug the knees in a little bit tighter, and then on your exhale, let them fall towards the left and open your right arm towards the right. If your neck allows for it, look over towards the right. Inhaling. And exhale, start to soften your body. So unclench your jaw. Unfrown your face. And on every exhale, really start to become soft from the inside out. Releasing any effort now. Just letting your body be heavy. So maybe unfrown your face again. And maybe unclench your jaw another time. Being heavy on your exhale. Releasing all the muscles in your legs so you're not clenching anymore. No effort. Inhale, coming to the center and unwinding your legs up towards the sky. Give them a little shake, shake if you want to. And then cross your left over your right and hook the left behind the right ankle if you can and want to, hugging in the knees, or just simply having them crossed is also perfect. Then hugging the knees towards the chest. Inhale, and on your exhale, drop it towards the right. Maybe you get a nice little crack in your spine, looking over towards the left now. So remember, we're softening here. So every exhale, Feel if you can release the tension in your legs, in your hips, in your abdomen, and shoulder and chest. We're almost gonna come into our final rest. Inhale, finding your way back to the center, taking the legs up towards the sky. Give them a little shake if you want to. And then slowly start to lower them towards the mat, all the way down, down, down. And when you're there, let them go and let everything be heavy. The palms are facing upwards. If it's comfortable for you, you can close your eyes now. Otherwise, find a point to focus on the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale through the mouth. 2 more times. Inhale. Final time. Really let go. Soften your shoulders, your legs and your hips. Unclench your jaw. Relax the space between your eyebrows and the skin around your eyes. Let your tongue drop to the back of your mouth. And relax your entire face, jaw, neck, shoulders, chest, abdomen, hips and legs and feet. Just let everything be super heavy now. Start to gently wiggle toes and fingers, making some movement with your body. And then when you're ready, take the hands above your head for a big stretch, waking yourself back up, ready for the rest of your day or evening, depending on when you do this class. Hug the shoulders towards the chest and roll onto your right hand side. Taking a moment in this fetal position And then when you're ready, with your eyes closed, coming to a seated posture. Taking your hands to the heart center and bowing your head towards your own heart. Express some gratitude for yourself that you showed up on your mat today. Maybe like me, you're missing that we can share a physical practice together. However, you took the time to show up for yourself at home regardless. And that's not always easy. There's many excuses that we can find to not do our practice, maybe especially when we're home. So the fact that you did it, that's worth a compliment. I'm inviting you to find a compliment to say to yourself. Maybe it is simply showing up for your practice, or maybe it's something else that you're proud of. And take a moment to really feel that. And say it with a little smile to yourself. Maybe you're proud. Maybe it's something else. It's the showing up that matters most. So I'm super proud of you for being here today. Well done, you. I hope to see you again in another class, and hopefully in not too long in an actual physical class together. That would be a lot of fun, of course. But for now, stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope you're a little bit more calm and rested after today's class. Sending you lots of love, and hopefully see you again next time. Bye-bye.